Alright, it's been a long time coming, but I'm finally going to tell you guys how I met Adriana Lima. As some of you guys know, before I was into the whole gaming thing, I was a lifeguard at the Hard Rock Hotel. The majority of the celebrities that I've met while I was working at this job. This was a few years ago in September. I'm pretty much the only person out on the pool deck. Hotel occupancy is like at 2%. There's only like 2 kids out on the pool and they're off on the side with their parents. And it was an easy day, super slow. And I look up and this girl walks out onto the pool deck and she has long brown hair, smooth, silky, caramel looking skin, and to top it all off, she's wearing high heels. Now, ladies, let me just tell you this. I don't know if you girls know about this or not, but if you go out to a pool deck and you're wearing high heels in a place where everybody's wearing bathing suits, there's something genetically encoded in a guy's brain. You could be wearing Eskimo gear, and as long as you have those high heels on, we will stare. So what do? I put on my shades, not, to be a weirdo or anything, but my mission now is to figure out what race this girl is. Like, I see the mocha skin and I'm just like, is she Hawaiian? Is she Asian? Like, that's my new mission, because really, there's nobody at the pool. So I put my shades on. All lifeguards have mastered the art of ninja shade staring. Okay, we put our shades on and we can stare at somebody without them ever knowing. So we have like an outdoor restaurant that connects to our pool, and we have servers walking around. So this lady walks up to one of the servers and she starts talking to her. The longer I look at her, I'm like, man, this woman is beautiful. Like, wow. And there's something very familiar about her, but I can't quite put my finger on it. So then she hands the server her room key and then walks around to my side of the pool. Now, there's about 300 chairs out on this pool deck. And she comes over to my side. And she walks in front of me. Let me give you guys a picture. I'm sitting here. She walks in front of me. She looks up at me and smiles. And I look down at her and I get a good look at her face. And I'm like, oh God, no, you're joking me, right? That is not who I think it is. And then she plops down and sits right here, 2 chairs away. I'm thinking to myself like, no, that's not Adrian. No, it can't be. Okay, let me just look again. I'll look down. I look down and she just happens to look up at me and I saw her eyes. I'm sure you guys have seen pictures of her eyes in Victoria's Secret magazines or whatever, but nothing I can really sit here and try to tell you guys could describe what her eyes look like in person. I was done. Then I thought there is one surefire way to make sure this is Adriana Lima. I know she doesn't speak English that well, and she kinda has a slight masculine voice. So I look down at her and I'm like, hi, how you doing? And she's like, fine, thank you. I'm not gonna lie to you guys, the only reason I would even pick up a Victoria's Secret magazine back in the day was to look at Adriana Lima. Is there a wedding chapel within walking distance that me and this girl can go to? Because we need to make it happen right now. Now on slow days like this, we only leave one lifeguard out on the pool deck. If there's another lifeguard, they usually hang out inside until it's time to bump or rotate. So I pick up my radio and I start whispering because I don't want her to hear me. And I call inside. I'm like, John, do you copy? And John's on the other end. He's like, yeah, what's up? I'm like, John, I'm sitting next to Adriana Lima right now, dude. You need to come outside ASAP. And he's like, Adriana Lima? Who's that? I'm like, are you serious right now? What do you mean? Are you serious? You're joking, right? And he's like, no, who's Adriana Lima? I'm like, have you heard of Victoria's Secret? Dude, she's the girl that's on the cover of this month's Victoria's Secret magazine. And she's on page 2, 6, 12, 20, 27, and 32. Okay? You need to get out of here now, dude. This girl is amazing. And he's like, you mean the Brazilian chick? I'm like, yes. Her. I'm sitting right next to her. Oh my God, she's so fine. So then he's like, okay, I'm on my way out. So then it dawns upon me, like, I'm sitting next to arguably one of the most beautiful women on the planet. How do you spit game to Adriana Lima? What do you say to a girl like that? So then I make up my mind, okay, you know what? I'm gonna go talk to this girl, alright? Take my shirt off. And now here's the thing. Me without my shirt out on that pool deck is like Clark Kent without his glasses. It's morphin' time up in this piece. Superhero mode is activated. So I walk over and I'm just like, so are you enjoying your stay? And she's like, yeah, the hotel is so pretty. And I turn around and John's there to bump me. I kind of smile at him and he smiles back and I walk away. I go over to the server that she was talking to and I'm like, listen, I need to see that room key that lady just handed you. So she reaches into her pouch and pulls out the room key. Now we're off to the side where she can't see any of this. And I'm looking at the name on the room key and it's some weird looking, it looks German, but it looked crazy. It was just like a bunch of letters with no vowels. And it didn't say Adriana Lima on it. So I'm like, did you not see who handed you this card? She's like, no, I saw who handed me the card. I'm like, do you know who that is? She's like, no, who is it? I'm like, it's Adriana Lima. Come on, you're a girl. You're supposed to know this stuff. She's like, the Victoria's Secret model? I'm like, yes, that's her right over there. She's like, oh, okay, well, her drink's up, so let me go run it over to her. So she takes the drink over to her and then comes back over to me. And I'm just telling the server girl, do you have any idea how madly in love I am with Adriana Lima? And I can't believe she's out here on this pool deck. As I'm talking, I see this old guy walk across the pool deck and then sit down with her. And I'm thinking, okay, this guy looks really old, so I don't know if this is her manager or her agent, but he looks way too old to be her boyfriend. I walk back over and I'm passing by and I kind of look up at them and I'm like, hey guys, you doing okay? You need me to grab anything for you? And before I could even finish, the guy was like, no, we're fine, thank you, leave us alone. Like, he didn't say the leave us alone part, but the way he kind of like cut me off and started barking at me, I was like, whoa, not cool. So I started thinking, what can I do to justify staying in close proximity with this girl? And then it dawns upon me, you know what? I'll start playing with those kids that are in the pool. There's only 2 of them, but I'll play with those kids in close proximity. So I go over and I start playing with the kids, and you know, they're making all kind of crazy requests like, AT, do a headstand, AT, do a handstand, do a cartwheel, do a backflip. And I'm doing all these things like a little circus monkey. And every time I glance up at Adriana, she's smiling. You know, it's really not her fault. You know, I was in superhero mode. And honestly, if you look at this picture, see, look behind me to the right. See, look at this lady staring. She's caught on camera. She don't even know it. When I go superhero mode, it's just too powerful sometimes. I can't help everybody that's in the blast radius just gets caught up in it. You know, and it's even so powerful, it doesn't stop at the ladies. Look at this guy. Busted. Okay, dude, I see you back there checking me out from behind. Okay, this is just evidence. It's like Cyclops when he gets his visor knocked off. He just blasts anybody and it says, like, blah, you know, he can't help it. Superhero mode is just too powerful sometimes. You know, I can't control everybody that gets caught up in it. So, you know, it kind of explains why every time I looked up at Adriana Lima, she was looking back and smiling at me. But for whatever reason, this old guy that she's with is running some serious interference, and I'm not too happy about it. Some of you guys who have seen the older videos know I suffer from a condition known as SFAD, BCAD, stare from a distance but can't approach disorder, and I was not going to let that flare up today, okay? So I'm sitting here for about 30 or 40 minutes, you know, I'm doing all this stuff, and me and Adriana are kind of exchanging glances, and she's smiling, and she's like, ooh, look at the little black monkey, man. The old guy literally, like, you can tell it was his idea to leave. They kind of start getting up and they start walking off the pool deck, and I'm like, no. We kind of exchange our last glance, like, this is where we part ways. And I kind of got that feeling from her, like, you know, she didn't say it, but I kind of got the impression, like, I'll wait for you, you know? It's kind of hard to really explain to you guys, but, you know, fast forward. I get this text from my sister a few months ago. What is this garbage? Adriana Lima is pregnant. Of course, I responded with, no, this is ridiculous, okay? That should be me married to Adriana Lima right now. But guess what? That old guy that was running interference ruined everything. Oh, my goodness, why? Oh, boy, I love my life.